I could give you a longer story or a shorter one.
Yeah, you can give whatever.
Okay, so I did a degree in media and culture studies and journalism, and you learn a lot about feminism on that particular course. And when I was doing the course, I was very critical of feminism in general. And I was also someone that was just interested in community activism and empowering people. It didn't matter who they were, men, women, children, whatever. So to me, learning about this particular ideology, I followed it for a while, and I thought the sentiment about helping women be empowered was great. But the theory, the patriarchy theory and everything, to me, just didn't make any sense. And I was critical of it. And then I kind of just left it for a while. And then sometime later, after university, I just started to question it. And then I started to look at some things that was happening to men. And I started noticing things and I just didn't like it. I also think it helps that I grew up with my dad from the age of 9. And my mom really tried to play the system to benefit her, but it completely backfired. But I then, because of my experience, then became attracted to other people's experiences in family court in particular. So I always paid attention to that. I used to volunteer with young people who were in care and to talk to them about their experiences. So I was just naturally attracted to people's experiences, and I just kept picking up a theme that guys were just kind of getting a raw deal in that particular area of life. And then I started wanting to become a counsellor, and then I started thinking that I wanted to be a counsellor that worked with men especially, because it just felt like there's a real need there, and that a lot of kind of talking therapies that exist already doesn't really help them. They tend to go for more kind of life coaching type models. So I just became interested in that, and then through that and lurking on the internet a lot, and I know about you guys, I'm big fans, right? My godfather, who lives in Bristol, went through a horrible custody experience with his ex-wife. Through that experience, he got in touch with Erin Pizzey, and he used to talk to her on the phone all the time, and she helped him on a one-on-one basis. And then he started talking to me about her, and then I researched her and I thought she was great. And then him and her decided that she needs to set up a foundation, because she isn't that young anymore and she wants to continue her work. She wants to make sure that all the work and the ideas that she has is put into practice. So me and him and another person and her are setting up a foundation to honour the work that she's done, and to create a model that helps people. So it would be like a domestic violence shelter again, but the model will be not gender specific, and it will be all about more of a peer support model, where people will go and stay in a house together, and they will help each other to recover in a therapeutic model rather than going to see a psychiatrist. Or I don't know if I explained that correctly, but yeah.
Sorry.
That's not your fault.
So that's why I'm here. But before I met Erin, I had a ticket to this because I was going to come anyway. And then that happened in the 6 months, during that 6 months. So it was really weird. Well, kind of, yeah. I went into foster care for 2 years, and my mum she just tried everything you can think of, really, in terms of trying to get people to see my dad as the bad guy. And my experience is that we're both pretty bad at each other in terms of things that went on. And she lost custody, so she lost. And my experience is one of the rarer experiences. Most people have the opposite experience. Mum generally gets more custody. But so she just accused him of all sorts of things, and some things he did do, because one thing I have learnt is that every single experience in family court is unique and individual, and when you see guys who have had problems with custody, they might have done some things that could be looked upon as critical. You can criticize them, but the women are often like that too. Yeah. So when the court is biased against one or the other, it means that men and women, well, men in particular, are not able to make mistakes, whereas the women are. He won custody because my mum caused so much trouble that the social services did not want to give me back to her. But they didn't really want to give me to him either.
So that's why I'm foster care?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the idea always was that I would go back to her, and he never wanted full custody. His intention was never to do that. It's just that he either wanted shared custody or her to have custody and him have visitation. And then she caused so much trouble that he had to do something, otherwise I was going to be adopted or something. Oh my gosh. Does that laugh answer your question? Yeah, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's just say that I think I resonate with people like Janet Bloomfield a bit, because she concentrates on the lack of accountability for female responsibility in general as in society. And it really, really opened my eyes to that. Because I was always someone who was always kind of a diplomat, and you know, you go out with your friends and they might have a fight or whatever. I was always that person that always looks at the two sides. I've always been like that. But then I just started to notice that my mum could probably get away with a lot more what I would describe as fuckery. That's a very London term. You might not. Amy Winehouse says that in one of her songs. And she would be able to get away with a lot more of it, and my dad wouldn't, if I was to compare them. Yeah. And then I look at that in the wider context of society, and I see it all the time, and it's like, now I can't close my eyes to it. I can't be blind to it.